The word Wesak is the shortened form of the name of the month Vaisalcha in the ancient Indian calendar. But in the Buddhist tradition, it refers not to a month, but to a day, a very special day, the holiest of holy days to Buddhists everywhere. In fact, it is 3 times holier because it celebrates not just one, but 3 most important events in the life of the Buddha. His birth at Lumbini Garden in Nepal, in northern India, his supreme enlightenment under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya, Uruvela, and his passing away or parinirvana when he attained final and complete liberation, freed at last from the residual substrate of the physical and mental constituents. I'd like to add a 4th event seldom mentioned, but no less important: his great renunciation, the night he left the palace to find a cure for suffering. The importance of Wesak can hardly be overemphasized. Because of these events, every sentient being can now be free of suffering. The Buddha said he taught only 2 things: suffering and the cessation of suffering. That is why even when he was predicted that he would either become a world emperor or a Buddha, he chose to become a Buddha because he knew that even a universal monarch could not protect his people from the real enemies, the deadly enemies of birth, old age, illness, and death. But Wesak celebrates the good news of Buddhism, that there is a physician and there is a cure. That physician is the Buddha, and that medicine is the Dharma. And in this wasteland we call samsara, there is no safer refuge than the triple gem, the threefold refuge of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. A descendant of the Bodhi tree under which the Buddha sat and gained enlightenment still exists at Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka. In the 3rd century, Emperor Ashoka's daughter, Sanghamita, brought a branch from India and planted it in Sri Lanka, where it now stands. The Bodhi tree has a sacred and symbolic significance. In every Buddhist art, it represented the Buddha before the Buddha image was introduced. It is a symbol of enlightenment, which is our highest aspiration. It has a heart-shaped leaf with an extended tip. Its botanical name is Ficus religiosa, or holy fig. The planting of the Bodhi tree in Sri Lanka represents the first diffusion of the Dharma outside of India. Where it all but disappeared from the soil of India, the Dharma grew and flourished in Sri Lanka, from where Buddhism spread to Burma, to Laos, to Thailand, and to Cambodia. Wesak is more popularly described as Buddha's birthday. It is a movable feast with no fixed date in the Western Gregorian calendar. It falls on the first full moon of the constellation Taurus, usually the 5th or the 6th lunar month of the Buddhist calendar in April or May. One of the major activities of Wesak is the Buddha bathing ritual. Prince Siddhartha, known as Shakyamuni, was born in Lumbini Garden in Nepal in the full moon in May, approximately 2,557 or 58 years ago. And it is said that at the time of his birth, 9 dragons sprinkled pure water to cleanse the newly born prince. The baby then took 7 steps, and at each step a lotus flower sprang from under the ground. Then, with one hand pointing toward the sky and another hand pointing to the ground, the baby said, "In the heaven above and on earth below, I vow to liberate all who suffer in these 3 realms." Since the time after the Buddha's parinirvana, Buddhists all over the world would celebrate Wesak by using clear, fragrant water to bathe the Buddha statue. Of the various types of homage to the Buddha, Buddha bathing is the best. According to the Sutra on the merit of bathing the Buddha, it excels the giving of the 7 jewels equal to the sands of the Ganges. Here's the procedure on how to bathe the baby Buddha statue. First, make a half bow. Next, scoop a ladle of pure water from the basin. Then, slowly pour the water over the shoulder, not the head, the shoulder of the baby Buddha statue while saying, "May I eliminate all evil thoughts." Repeat the process. This time say while pouring, "May I cultivate good deeds." The third time, pour again and say, "May I help all sentient beings." If you cannot remember the words, it is all right. It is the attitude that counts. So, why do we need to bathe the Buddha when he is already pure? The deeper significance of the ritual is not our external bathing itself, but the cleansing of our delusions that obstruct the Buddha within. The external ceremony is merely an outward sign, a reminder to emphasize the need to purify our body, our speech, and our mind so that we may return to our original Buddha nature. When bathing the Buddha, it helps to visualize the water cleansing our inner poisons of greed, of anger, and of ignorance, at the same time vowing to keep the 5 precepts: not to kill, not to steal, not to lie, not to engage in sexual misconduct, and not to take intoxicating substances. You may wish to take a few drops from your 2 fingers of the water with which you bathe the baby Buddha image and place the drops on your head. This is called good luck water. According to the Sutra on the merit of bathing the Buddha, Tipitaka number 698, it brings the benefits of good health, long life, prosperity, and happiness. Your loved ones will be well and happy, and your every wish will be fulfilled.